Sweet, 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 sweet. And there we are.
Woo! I don't even want to watch it. A sad day. The day I could no longer see the dislikes. Oh
Ooh.
no! That is a sad day indeed.
I can still see him. Not to brag, everyone. But, still got dislikes. These are really taking their time with rolling it out.
Lucky Bat, ooh ooh, Self, hello, Justin M, hey guys, TK3 Vince, bah, I can't see it. Kevin Estebar, where are all my ninjas at? I don't know where ninjas are at, but I know where Ninjon's at. I don't know, probably his house.
Oh, that's weird that you know that.
Owen Croft, hi, John Shaffett. I can't see the dislikes though. I can see there's dislikes though. Ah, neat. Tristan Lee, no, I've lost them too. Kick the Bandit, disliked and still witnessing the dislikes. TS3 Prince, though strange as I can see them on some pages. CY, hello.
Weird.
Take the Hun, sup. That is weird.
That is weird. Again, I still don't understand why it isn't just a turn it off for everyone
Yeah.
button, but it is what it is.
Yeah, last night I threw an oil wash on these guys, and I'm barely happy with it. It's pretty messy, and it didn't. I don't know. It wasn't as nice as I wanted, and it still looks a little bit like I rubbed coffee grounds on the model. I don't know. I've bought a few different blacks at this point, and they all do this, where they're not nice and smooth. They're all pretty chunky. So I don't know. Maybe I need to message Marco Frisoli.
I was about to say.
Yeah, his models are unbelievably buttery.
What would be really funny is if he's like, "Oh yeah, black sucks. Never use black.
It could be.
Always use other colors."
Hey, dog.
Good old dogs. I know we actually 2 weeks in a row there was a dog interruption in Models and Memories. Pretty fun. And 2 different dogs.
Yeah. Be weird if we got a third one with a different dog.
Just go a random dog in your house.
No, I'm using white to highlights, and I mean I assumed I would have to do some highlights, but I feel like I'm doing highlights and a fair bit of corrections to the oils. The oils helped, but I almost feel like a wash would have just done a little better, like a regular acrylic wash. Maybe I'll have to play around with it some more.
Jason M. Hey everyone, also a question for Jay. I'm trying to copy your retro base tutorial, but the Amazon link to sand is gone. There actually never was one. Do you remember what it was exactly?
Just sand?
Sand's the tricky one. Yeah,
it is.
One, 'cause that's why we don't have an Amazon link, because it's whatever you can get. It's difficult. There's I would love to be able to point to, because since the beginning of time, we've mentioned the fine grain, medium grain, and coarse grain sand and pebbles and stuff, and I would love to point somebody to that, but it's hard to do that. They're the sands from so many different locations and sifted.
Davy Jones, I just got the old Isabella model, but my painting skills are not up to a out-of-print model. How does one find a good, trusted painter? Like a commission painter? I don't know. I don't know. I think the only one I know of is Den of Imagination, but they're in the UK, I think.
I mean, probably, maybe search it up on like Instagram or something, and then see if there's somebody who's doing cool stuff that you like.
Oh, this model is sick. I just Googled it. It's a, don't they still sell this model? It's a countess, like a vampire countess. I'm pretty sure you can still buy this model, but it is an older one. I hope you can.
A vampire accountant?
Yes. Let's find out.
Interesting.
It might not be called Isabella anymore. It could be called like Vampire Count or Vampire Lord. Because I know that happened with that's happened with a few models where I'm like, oh yeah, they don't exist anymore, and it turns out they do. They just changed the name. Grand Alliance of Death, Flesh Eater Court. Would it be Flesh Eater Court? I don't know. I know nothing. Not Flesh Eater Court. You'd think Soulblight, Graveblight, but it might not be. Soulblight, Graveblight.
Soul Graveblight.
I remember not that long ago, I was thinking about buying that model for to be the sergeant for my Night Haunts, because I really wanted to go heavy into the vampire-ness of them. Interesting. You know what? Let me just go. I'm gonna keep on looking for just a sec, because I want that model.
Holy Trivoli. Hey, Jay and Nick, how goes it? Are you guys as excited for the new Eldar holiday box as me? I'm gonna go cry now.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the tip. Tip.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing with the holiday boxes is you don't get that many, so a lot of people are gonna be disappointed. It's not like a normal product. I almost wish, and they probably would never do this because it would be really great for the consumer, but it wouldn't really do them any good. I might sell a few more boxes, but a few people commented actually that Games Workshop should set up a thing where it's like, for a holiday bundle, you can pick three kits that are under $80, and you can have a 30% off discount for that purchase.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome because you get exactly what you want.
Yeah, but instead we're doing this weird end of the year thing where every 10 pounds you spend, you get added into a draw to win free models, like $13,000 of free models.
Yeah, I'd say nobody should make any decisions based on that. Hopefully, it'll just be a happy accident for what is it, 2 people, or only 1 person?
Yeah, it's 2
people.
It's 2 people, and you don't have to buy anything to enter. You can there's a form.
But the form only counts for 1 entry, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. But that's what I'm gonna do because I'm not buying anything. And then I won't win. Although I think we should win because that would be perfect.
It would be
for us. We could just start burning models on stream. That could be kind of fun.
I'm getting down to the end of the Age of Sigmar Heroes page, and I haven't seen that model pop up. I've been skimming, so maybe I'll take a closer look later. But it looks like it's gone. Holy cow! It's only been like 8 months since I saw it on the webpage. I can't believe it vanished.
That's
I can't believe an old ass model vanished.
What? Rest in peace, model. Where do model designs go when they die? All models go to heaven.
Yeah. Well, now it's just a 3D file, but back in the day, you had a master.
Yeah. I bet they keep them all.
Nuzzles. Isabella was removed from the store alongside Vlad and the other metal failcast lords just prior to the release of the Grave Lords. Makes sense.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Sean, I live in the desert, so sand is free. Yeah, that's the best sand.
Free sand.
Daniel Thompson, nope, I'm liquidating my 401k to put it into models to get entries.
I know, I said that we should max out every credit card that we have. And try to get as many entries. We're going to take a small loan of $1 million and buy a ton of product. And I'm sure that will all work out.
Yeah. I don't see how that could lead to problems.
Jedward, hey Jay, I've been thinking to myself, you upload 3 YouTube videos a week and stream every single night. How could you possibly have more to say?
Well, I do, and here it goes. I'm thinking maybe I should pick up some of those some of the models I want from some of the old models I wanted from the Games Workshop store before they go out of existence. The FOMO is real. Also, I like old stuff. I like the new stuff too, but the new stuff isn't going anywhere.
That's true. Yeah, you'll have to wait 20 years before that goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get entered to the contest if you buy old stuff on the web store.
And then I'll check it all and then complain about all the Finecast mistakes so that they have to send me more.
There you go. It's perfect.
I guess though what I could do instead of getting the Isabella model from like eBay or something is I could just get Mini X model, the Duchess, because it's kind of the same thing, except the Duchess is giant.
Looks
and really
and
cool.
Also looks amazing. I would love to see his the painting videos that go along with it.
The oils are just a little tiny bit hydrostatic still. I painted this. I put the oils on last night.
Jason M, I was checking Games Workshop store the other day, and a few Elder models are still pewter, but modern prices.
Yep. Yeah, I mean they weren't gonna make they were gonna give you a deal. What are you expecting?
No. I mean, it's G Dubs. They can't give a deal.
G to the Dubs.
Cal Sealy, it does cost more to make those metal models 20 years ago.
Mandy D, that color scheme reminds me of Ghost and Ant-Man 2. It does look a little bit like that. I didn't see Ant-Man 2. I didn't see Ant-Man 1.
Me either. Yeah, I know that's a kind of a giant surprise, but yeah.
Roganus D51. Anyone ever used the Army Painter Quick Shade washes? Tried mine out today, and they came out like jelly and rather difficult to use. Maybe a bad batch. Boy, yeah, jelly-like. That sounds bad. Maybe you should reach out to Army Painter, because I have the washes and they're very nice. They're kind of what you'd expect. They're a little thicker than Games Workshop washes because they have a more satiny finish than a matte finish. But yeah, they work really well. And they're definitely I definitely wouldn't compare them to jelly. So that's probably something wrong.
That's true.
Yeah, look at that foot. Look at that foot. It's like it's just muddy. It doesn't look at all like paint. It looks like just real dirt. I don't know. Maybe I have to play around some more.
I think you should ask Marco.
Marco Frisoli.
That's a really good idea.
No just mecha.
Yeah. Exactly.
Man, remember when he painted those Cruel Boys in like 2 hours and they were just the greatest thing that's ever happened in the world?
It's such a beautifully upsetting video. Because, yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous. But Oh man, is it upsetting that they're so good.
And it's great.
So quick.
He starts out the video being like, I'm a little burnt out at painting to a crazy high standard, so I'm just going to do a little speed painting.
Yeah, and then just better than anyone can ever do normally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He just knows the feel so well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can see the amount of hours in every paint stroke.
Michael Ramos tips. Hey, maybe you guys can help. I just primed my minis yesterday, and they are very hydrophobic to my paint. Monument paint. What am I doing wrong? What would you say the finish of the primer is? Is it matte, satin, or glossy? Because I could see a satin or a gloss being pretty hydrostatic. Matte definitely shouldn't be unless it hasn't properly dried.
I disagree with that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Seeley, I've said it before, but anyone can speed paint like Marco if they're a brilliant artist with a mastery of color theory.
I agree with that. If you're amazing, then you can probably paint just like Marco.
Yeah. So yeah, just get good,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's no problem.
Christopher Campbell. Kind of bummed, chaps, realizing that my current living situation makes it inefficient to own a 3D printer. That does blow. Maybe you can give it to a friend or let a friend borrow it, and then you make them do all the work?
Hey, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's preferred, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had a friend to pawn it.
Yeah.
Pawn it off to. But yeah, because the resin printers are stinky and sometimes loud, and the normal filament ones are loud and sometimes stinky. You never know.
Sean?
Beverly just picked up an elite battle box today.
Ooh, neat.
Sweet.
Sean, 1mm tape is my new favorite thing. I have some 1mm tape, and I never use it because I only have one little roll of it, and I'm like, I'm gonna save this, and so I never touch it. And I've actually cut painter's tape into little tiny slices instead of reaching for the 1mm tape.
I mean, is it like $1 million a roll?
It's not $1 million, but I think it was like $7 or something. And you don't get miles of it.
No.
I think I have some Tamiya stuff.
Well, what you do is you buy a roll of painter's tape and you cut it
1
millimeter at a time, and then you can cut a bunch of different rolls out of it, and it'll be a giant nightmare in a paint. Jedward, are you supposed to varnish over acrylic inks? I had a nice light zenithal on a model, and the contrast paint I put over it ate up the ink. Any tips?
Yes, your ink wasn't fully cured. So you, whenever you zenithal with inks, you should probably give the model about a day for the inks to fully cure, and then you shouldn't have a problem with the contrast removing your inks. But yeah, a layer of ink is pretty fragile.
It's the snowflakes of paint.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is. Ooh, Tiki Zervins. Nick, what are the thumbs down now? 35. And someday it's gonna be. I won't be able to see him.
Yeah.
I'll be a really sad day.
The oils are behaving badly. They're being hydrostatic, and so I'm having trouble putting acrylics on top of it. This is the worst. The oils are supposed to help, and now I'm fighting the oils.
Speaking of hydrostatic, Michael Ramos, the finish of the primer was matte.
So
and it's been 24 hours. And it was Citadel paint.
Yeah, it sounds like the paint didn't cure properly. Is your environment really cold, or was the paint kind of old? Spray paint can be a little bit temperamental. Also, humidity can be a factor in drying times. The amount of paint you applied can make the drying times take a lot longer. A thick coat is going to take forever to dry.
And it's been 24 hours. How long do you think it would take if it was like too thick?
If it's too thick, 24 hours it should be done. If it's really cold, I could see it not wanting to dry in 24 hours.
Interesting.
Like if it's an old can of paint, it could be something could be wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It also could be that your paints are very, very, very thin. Like, because sometimes really thin down paint has a hard time sticking to stuff, and so maybe if you mix in just a little bit of matte medium or don't thin it as much, the paint will be sticky enough to stay stuck to the primer. Daniel Kaler, Jay, in your Battle Force box video, did you consider buying the boxes from a friendly local game store for the 15 to 20% off the box price for the best deal? Where are you people getting 20% off? It's really hard to get anything better than 15% off in the US. I don't know where.
I mean, we know somebody who sells stuff, and they legally can't sell it for more than that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's a bunch of stores in the UK that sell for whatever they want, but we don't have access to those. Literally, there was one store that was selling Seraphon Start Collecting boxes for like 40% off, and I was like, but they would not ship to the United States, and so I was thinking, could I still save money if I paid for a service in the UK to purchase the boxes for me and then ship them to me? But it wasn't worth it. BSRC vids. Would a satin varnish through an airbrush be a good top coat for some orcs? Yeah, that'd be good.
Michael Ramos, it was very cold yesterday. Okay, well, maybe that could be part of it.
Yeah, another important thing with spray paints is that you can spray paint out in the cold, and it's not that big a deal. If it's really cold outside, sometimes what I'll do is I'll have the can inside where it's warm, and I'll have the model inside where it's warm, and then I'll walk outside, spray paint it, and then take it right back inside to dry. And that is usually a pretty good system. If the can of spray paint is cold, weird stuff can happen. If you're spraying with cold paint, like paint that's been in your garage, it is 0 degrees. I've had bad things happen with that.
Naughty paint.
Beemo, that red paint is looking nice. Which paint is that? It is Games Workshop Corn Red. The Sixth World, it might be a bad can. I've gotten those before. I had a can of Wraithbone once, and it had almost your exact problem. Interesting. Yeah, white spray paints are white matte spray paints can be real tricky.
Hack'em Slash, I get 20% off at my Hobbytown USA.
Hobbytown USA.
Wouldn't it be funny if that was in the UK?
It would be.
That'd be hilarious.
Interesting. On their front page, they show off Legos, real model kits, and radio controlled cars. Let's see.
Assault Intercessors.
You can buy the Chaos Knight for $150. You can buy the Vanguard Start Collecting Space Marines for $95. Orcs are $36. I feel like these aren't deals.
Orc boys for $36?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they cost.
I'll find out in 2 seconds. Orcs. Okay, I'll be more specific. Orc boys. Yeah, Orc boys are $36. Retail. And it looks like they're charging retail here too. Baneblades $140, I think that's what they cost. The Exalted Sorcerers for $150. I don't think that's what they cost. What? Exalted Sorcerers for $150?
Oh, okay. Hack'em Slash, not online, just in store. My Hobbytown has sold Games Workshop for like 30 years. So not online. Maybe that's one of the things.
Weird.
Caveat.
Why are they selling Exalted Sorcerers for $150? They're $60 from Games Workshop. Must be wrong. Oh no. They have the wrong thing on the website. They're showing on the website the picture is the box of the Exalted Sorcerers, but if you read the description, it's the Demon Primarch Mortarion. So their website's just wrong. Okay.
Very interesting. Well, we don't have that around here. Tell you that much.
Buddy Rose, I ran out of primer halfway covering a squad. Can I use blue instead of black? Yeah, you can use anything as long as you cover it up or you want it to be that color. X Slipknot Brymax. I tested positive for COVID, so I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Woo! That's pretty funny. Okay, there's actually hobby towns nearby. We could go to one. They're nearby is a strong word. But we could drive there.
Interesting.
So there you go. Maybe we have to make a pilgrimage at some point.
Yeah.
Monitor, well, I made 3.5 dozen cookies yesterday, and now I have 14 left. I might just die. That's a lot of cookies. Or maybe you shared them? I'm sure you shared them, right? With other people?
EJ85, Jay, the kill team Octarius is trying to pull a fast one on me. There's an arm piece that there's 2 of, but there's 3 variants. It's trying to make you waste the bits on a regular trooper. Yeah, the Octarius, there's the instructions tell you how to make all of the regular troopers and all of the special troopers. So you have to read the instructions kind of ahead of time, pick the ones you want to make, and then go from there. Because if you just start following the instructions, it'll have you build all regular guys, and you'll end up using up parts that are important to build other things. So you kind of have to plan ahead. For the special weapons, I was actually able to sneak a third special weapon guy by cutting up one of the regular lasgun arm, where the guy has the lasgun resting on his shoulder. That arm turns out to be a pretty decent match for the heavy weapon arm.
Okay. Hack 'em slash. Call them first, Nick. Some hobby times don't sell much Games Workshop. All right, so we'll have to do that. We'll have to throw that on the list. That's a Nick and Jay adventure at some point. Yeah. Ooh. EJ95. What is a long drive for you? 24 hours. Well, actually, it was more than that. It was 26 hours. I've done a 26-hour drive straight, all in one go. That was a little much, but I would say that's a long drive. Like, I know my cousin was talking about having to drive from Southern Illinois. That's nothing. It's 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's baby talk.
Battle Brothers Tabletop evening, boys. Evening. God, these models are poopy. They're turning out poopy.
You know what you could do? You could burn them on stream if you wanted to.
I could.
That could be something that we we advertise it one night only. Maybe a pay-per-view.
I'm gonna go grab a crude off the shelf really quick.
EJ95, tell my bestie that 3 hours is nothing, so she comes to my area. Literally nothing. I mean, you could do 3 hours in your sleep.
Yeah, the color, the green and brown oils I used are perfect. I wonder, it could be a thing with black. The black on the weapons looks okay, although I used way less than I used on these Necrons. I don't know. He didn't identify, but I refuse to do that. The regular troopers will look derpy if it means I can get better guns. That's a good point. Although you are only allowed to bring one of those good guns in a team. But you can always just proxy good guns as normal guns. Like I have a plasma gunner that is often just a normal guy. Although maybe I should swap, because I've been using the grenade launcher, and the grenade launcher just doesn't seem to do the work I want it to do. So maybe I should just be using the plasma gun.
Sean, 8+ hour travel time always sucks, in my opinion. Oh, it sucks, but I've I can do it.
Jedward, when's the last time you bought minis out of the sheer love of the sculpt, regardless of if you'll use them? I'm tempted to add some Fallout minis from the new Vegas expansion to my pile of shame. Oh, was there a new Vegas expansion? I've bought a bunch of the Modifius models because I love them so much, and I painted some of them. I buy a lot of models just because I like them. And, yeah. The last time I did that, probably the limited edition vampire count that Games Workshop had for the Games Workshop Day 2021. Battle Brothers Tabletop Warp Fire Minis is 15 minutes from me, and they always sell at lowest possible costs. Yeah, it sounds like they get away with it in store.
Yeah. Justin M. Hey guys, I'm having some trouble finding a base I like that scales well for Night bases. Any tips?
Scales well? Like you mean like a scenic base?
Like I'm wondering if maybe he usually does like a field or something, but then
Oh.
maybe that's too simplistic on a giant base.
Mm-hmm. You can always, I guess, have like a chunk of building, or maybe a dead something like a tank, or
I guess it
a
depends
medium
on
vehicle.
I guess it depends on what you usually base them as, like base your army as, or maybe this is a new thing.
Boy, I'm really polishing a turd with this oil job.
Yeah, I've never had black workout. I don't know. Like I have a Prussian blue that I
Mm-hmm.
use for my orc skin, and it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The brown's pretty good that I have, but black always doesn't look good.
TK Series Prince, remember folks, show some love and support and hit that thumbs down. We love them. If you're new to the channel, join the Motley Crew and hit that subscribe. We also have a Patreon and Discord channel.
Yeah.
Luke Harris, hey Jay and Nick, love your stuff. Was just curious as to whether bolt action or flames of war was something that interested either of y'all. Love from Australia. Not even a little bit.
No.
I do not care about historical wargaming.
Yeah.
The only thing that maybe interests me is Conflict 47 because it's basically not a historical war game; it's a sci-fi game. Because there's robots and spaceships.
Yeah. I like robots. I mean, this is my rule for any game. If there isn't any gremlins or orcs, I can't play the game. So I can't play any historicals unless it's not realistic at all.
Yeah, and maybe when I get a little older, because I know as you get older, just one day you wake up and all of a sudden, you just are playing historical war games.
Right.
But I just don't see the appeal. I'm playing the French. I lost. Like I like role playing, but I don't want to role play real reality. That sounds boring.
Yeah.
I want a lightsaber and a bazooka.
Yeah,
But not a real bazooka. A bazooka that shoots lasers.
Mm-hmm. Just them, kinda. Most of them, I find it just feel wrong when scaled up, too flat or boring in terms of the basis for knights.
One thing that you can get that'll help you add some easy elevation is some Crayola Model Magic Soft Squishy Modeling Material. It's a foam clay, and it air dries, and that you could sculpt a whole bunch of that on and give them a little hill to stand on.
Yeah, or maybe buy I know like those small Age of Sigmar building sets or whatever, and really cut them up. Scenery or maybe some 40k stuff. Add some buildings to it, or maybe build some buildings on it. Yeah.
Michael Roman, what white paint is better than besides Games Workshop? Games Workshop white paint is terrible. I'd suggest some Liquitex Professional Heavy Body Acrylic Titanium White. They sell it in tubes, and one tube will probably last you your entire painting career. And it'll only be a little bit more expensive than a pot of Games Workshop white. Mounteer, my problem with magnetizing is that I misplace all of the little pieces that aren't literally glued onto the model. I have the same problem.
Mandy D, you can also buy small gears from like Hobby Lobby and add them to the base. Yeah, you could do something mechanical. That's a good idea.
The Based Yeezy, what are your favorite alternative color schemes for the Stormcast? I don't know what color scheme, but my favorite like Legion of Stormcast is there's a group of Stormcast who are infected by Nurgle's disease, but they're still loyal to Sigmar and they're still good, but they're very creepy and they are suffering horribly from the afflictions of Nurgle. So I would look up whatever that is and do that because that's cool.
I like turquoise.
Yeah, turquoise is cool too.
I love that.
Battle Brothers Tabletop, always plasma. Yeah. I had a beautiful shot. I had a grenade. I fired a frag grenade and it landed right in Nick's little sniper nest. Beautiful shot on 3 orcs and I whiffed every single one. Because the splash weapons or blast weapons hit all nearby models with the exact same level of power as you hit one, but I whiffed all my rolls.
It was glorious. Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot. I think that should continue to happen.
And that was right after you one-shotted my leader.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. That rocket launcher.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like my rocket launcher is your mortal enemy.
Battle Brothers Tabletop. The commando orc rocket launcher boy is brutal. Oh, it just deletes anything it looks at.
Mm-hmm.
It was due to kind of bad movement on my part, but in the last game I played with the Kroots, it killed my Krootox in 1 turn because it got to Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it did. 10 damage.
I got a lot of 4s, 5s, and 6s, and emphasis on the 6s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Champ Styles, they did new Las Vegas. Yeah, somebody let me know. Did Modifius come out with new Las Vegas models? Because if they did, I'm going to be poor tomorrow. To get started, Prince, remember, folks, show some love and support and hit that thumbs down. We love them. If you're new to the channel, join the Motley Crew and hit that subscribe. We also have a Patreon and Discord channel.
Battle Brothers Tabletop. Commandos, everything is brutal. Godspeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing the last game that went that I just was upset at myself about was I did the cards weird. I didn't do any of the cards.
Yeah.
I'm usually that's how I win. Usually is those cards because I'm just able to make them happen.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason everything was out of position. Nothing made sense. Those cards didn't work out for me.
Do you remember which ones you took?
Yeah, the leader one.
Leader?
I couldn't kill your leader.
Yeah, you couldn't.
You tuck your leader. I had the marksman one, which was my sniper, and my sniper didn't
get to do anything.
I really didn't do anything. And then the orc tactic one, where you're supposed to kill something the first round. I didn't. But then I did do the second part, which was hold more objectives in the second turn.
Yeah.
That one. But I usually can do 2 of them. But yeah.
Flipnut Doodad 88. How do you play a World War II game? Who in their right mind would be the Nazis? Oh, Flipnut. Oh, Flipnut.
Yes. That's an adorable question.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. Flipnut. But it seems a lot of people enjoy playing the bad guys. Mm-hmm. Even when the bad guys are the real guys. You can known as Jay went from a Games Workshop shill to a Crayola shill. What's next? Pepsi? Oh, I wish I had a Pepsi.
Man, we'd be shilling Pepsi like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no problem. When do you think real giant brands will start sponsoring podcasts and stuff?
I don't know, but I hope soon.
Yeah, because it's kind of it's not necessarily smaller stuff. Like Audible isn't small, or Squarespace isn't small, but compared to Pepsi, they're nothing.
Jedward, to be fair, almost every faction is just as bad as the Nazis, if not worse in some ways. Yeah, no, that's true, but they're fiction. So I feel like that really kind of makes it all fine.
Although even people have problems with that.
That's true. That's true. Broodlord79. Which Overlord do you prefer? The Indomitus Scythe or the Hazmatef? I want to get the Scythe until someone sold Hastameth new in box local for the same price. What is a Hastameth? I have, you know what? I have the 2 Overlords you can buy in front of me. I have the Indomitus one and the Scythe one. I'll throw them up in front of the camera. And I'm gonna look up this Hastameth. Oops, I didn't copy paste properly. Hastameth. Necron. Boop. Bop. Deep bop. Images. Oh, is that the? Yeah, that's the limited edition guy. It's kind of cool. The Hastameth has a different weapon. I think. I forget the different names of the Necron staff weapons. Is it the Staff of Light or the one that has a crazy name? I'd say. I think my favorite. Boy, it's kind of a toss-up between these two. I love them both. I think I like the Indomitus one a little bit more. But the Scythe is cool, especially if you take the Chapter Relic, or not Chapter Relic, if you take the Hive Relic of like the Reap Blade, because it's just so cool to have a miniature that reflects the in-game war gear. Because the Indomitus Lord has the normal War Scythe.
Battle Brothers Tabletop. To Nick, have you been using the faction-specific TAC Ops? Opinions. I've only used the second one, which is the you kill something the first turn, and then the second condition is the having more guys on objectives than your opponent. And I don't know why, but I've done that every game. And I must have read the first one and third one and felt like I couldn't do them. Or maybe they weren't fun. I literally have no idea what they are.
I mean, the leader one has been a good bet for you, except for in this last game.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
But, you do have to pick... Sometimes you have to pick ones you don't really love because you have to draw.
Yeah.
Too.
I think, like the leader one, you have to take the leader one if you're going up against Space Marines because you're almost certainly going to kill their leader.
Right.
But I feel like with my Kroot, you're not going to be able to kill him.
No, and I think it does go up. The chances of the chances go down as the amount of models go up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially my Kroot leader with the Kroot sniper rifle hidden in a vantage point right. with conceal order, so you're not even allowed to shoot at them.
Right. Although maybe I have to do I forget what the hell it's called, but maybe there's a thing where you spend a command points and you can move a you can have an orc. Basically, you can move an orc to be by a building or whatever, like a heavy building. And it just has to be a certain distance away from an enemy at the start of the game. There's like a thing that you can do. I did it once and it was bad. I shouldn't have done it. But
the Gene Stealer cult have almost an identical rule.
Yeah. I forget exactly what it is. But yeah, there's something where you can have a boy. Yeah, sneaky get for 1 point.
You gotta sneak them
gets.
gets.
Operative step. Yeah.
Boy, I love my Kroot Hounds. 10 inches of charge range. And they're good in close combat.
Mm-hmm.
Jedward. Modifius kind of released the new Vegas expansion. I think there was a supply shortage, which is why we haven't seen it sooner. Check the Modifius store. Oh, I will. Sean, I like the Necron with Scythe because it's brighter. A little bit, yeah. He doesn't have as much dangly stuff. Although I kind of like the dangly stuff because I paint it with a red and yellow border to make them stand out a little bit more. Battle Brothers Tabletop, poor Crutox. Poor Crutox. Although I'm super pumped to play my Crut against Veteran Guardsmen, because I think that'll be a very interesting game. I'm hoping that my Crut Hounds can tie up the things that I don't want to deal with, like his comm specialist who can call down the assault out of the sky or whatever it is, the airstrike.
Yep.
David Jones, random. Any idea for a right arm replacement for the Games Workshop Wood Elf 54mm metal model? It's one of them special Games Workshop gifts to the employees. If you Google Games Workshop Wood Elf 54mm metal, to any advice. If it's one of the employees only models, I would say sell it on eBay and then buy yourself a couple of armies. But let me look it up. Because those models, they don't pop up for sale very often. And you never know with old stuff. Actually, you do usually know with old stuff. Usually it does pretty darn well. New inbox, limited edition, 54mm Wood Elf. Which arm is the left? Left arm, right arm. Okay, so that's not too bad. Just a regular arm. Boy, though, I don't think I can help you out because I know nothing about 54mm miniatures. I would say your best bet is maybe to 3D print something, because then you have options to scale however you need. And it's probably not too hard to find an STL of a female right arm. Aaron Ferguson, can Ferris and Heldon Hammer make a diorama together and have a joint entry together for the competition? Yeah,
yes,
you can do
yes.
it. Yeah, perfect.
I responded in the Discord. Yep. I mean, yeah. Most of them have been. I've been answering questions as we've been. Because when we started this, I started answering some questions. Sci-fi. That's the most important part.
Battle Brothers Tabletop, how do you guys feel about the new Kill Team? I find myself drawn to skirmish stuff more and more. New Kill Team 21, the new one? It's great. It's the best game. Best GW game. Very good.
Yeah, it is very good.
Every game I've played has been like a nail biter the whole way through.
Yeah, exactly. Like it just is fun. Where I feel like with old Kill Team, there's a lot of moments of like, I guess you win.
You know. That's a great way of putting it.
we had so many moments like that. Like I had more points at the end of the game, but I was broken, so I lost.
Yeah, you had more objectives, you killed more things, but you broke, so you lose.
I guess I lost.
And what's great is you roll for your own loss, because you roll your broken test, and then the rules just say, oh, you lose.
Yeah, it's dumb. So good riddance. The new game is fun. We did a 4-way game not too long ago, and even that was fun. We did it 2 armies per side.
Yeah,
that actually kind of worked out. And then we didn't do the
secondary
objectives.
Attack ops.
Yeah, the secondary objectives. So
the Sixth World. Oh man, I'm starting to feel the Tamiya extra thin. Oh, I know that feeling. I sometimes set up a fan when I'm working just so that because I'm sure it's pure poison.
Yes.
Alan, have either of you ever tried out any of the Infinity rules? They're free and could probably work with 40k minis since they are both the same scale. I've heard of Infinity by Corvus Belli. The models are cool. I just haven't jumped into it. There's too many games.
Actually, Kino Kanones answered this question for us. Nick and Jay struggle keeping up with Age of Sigmar 40k Kill Team and Malifaux. They haven't even looked at the Infinity rules.
No.
Kino Kanones knows us well.
Mm-hmm.
Champ Styles. So I saw on your speed basing video you didn't use the Crayola model magic. Did I get the wrong material?
Yeah, I didn't use model magic. I used Milliput just because Milliput I could make smaller hills. Crayola model
the bases
magic
are smaller.
Yeah, because the bases are really, really small. Like every model is a 25 millimeter base, and Crayola model magic you probably have like a minimum height of a millimeter, and I just needed something a little bit smaller than that. I like the Crayola model magic when I have to build up like a solid, maybe almost a 1/4 inch of material. That's when I break out the Crayola model magic because it's so cheap and it works really well. I mean, a baggie of Crayola model magic is like $3 versus Milliput,
yep.
which is like $5 or $6 a tube. Probably more.
Tube.
Alex YT, have you made a list video of everything a true new painter needs? I have not. I've been thinking about doing a video like that for a while. We did a video that was like exactly how to put together models, and I really liked that video. It didn't crush in terms of views, but it didn't do badly either, and I really liked that video. Just something about it really worked out. I think it was just it presented a little better because I was building models instead of painting models. That was the orc knobs.
Yep. Or people were pissed that you possibly suggested to throw out your sprues.
You can't recycle them, and I don't care. I don't care about making sprue terrain or sprue goo. So, what are you gonna do?
When they come for you, YouTube comments, YouTube comments.
Yeah. Montichira, Tamiya Extra Thin, aka my muse. Battle Brothers Tabletop just bought Milliput for the first time today. Excited to try it out. Neat. I like Milliput. Although the only sculpting I've ever done is with green stuff. Usually I just use Milliput for gap filling or for adding material on bases. When is Jay going to start sculpting on stream? Painting is yesterday's YouTube trend. I do want to get really good at green stuff sculpting, so that's not at all impossible.
Well, what do you think you would make?
I don't know. Maybe some sort of like a chaos creature or a chaos monster. Like I bought a product I really like, the Green Stuff World Tentacle Maker. And this thing works really, really well. I made a few tentacles for my Death Guard bases, and they worked beautifully. And it comes with a bunch of different sizes, so. Sean, I just got blue stuff for molds. I like blue stuff, and fun fact, blue stuff is usually the product that's sold, but it's actually a product called Oyamaru. It is a Japanese toy product, and it works exactly the same. So if you buy Oyamaru from like Amazon or someplace, it's the exact same thing as blue stuff, and it's way, way, way cheaper. David Jones, wait, could I make an arm out of green stuff? You definitely could, but it's probably hard. I don't think I could sculpt an arm.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be that would be hard. But you know what else is hard? Our stopping the stream because it's it's a hard stop. But today was Monday. We had a video out today, so make sure you go watch that video if you haven't already. We have 3 more videos out this week, though. We have a video on Wednesday, one on Friday, and one on Saturday that's a Patreon-only video. We're going to be looking at some more of the Warhammer Plus animations. Exactly. That's how much fun we had over there. And then on Friday we also have our Patreon only stream after the normal stream on Friday. It's pretty exciting, and you can actually call in and chat with us with your voice. So it's always a lot of fun. Oh, also this week on Thanksgiving we won't be streaming.
Yes.
So on Thursday we won't be here.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to spend time with your family or friends or someone else.
Yeah. Or watch Netflix or something.
Yeah. You won't hear our beautiful voices, and I'm sure everyone's going to be very sad. But we'll be back tomorrow with another live stream at 9 p.m. Central.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night.